So I'm here today to talk to you about PLCs, professional learning groups, and how they are a positive asset when developing a school's mission vision statement. So what a PLC is it's a group of educators, whether it's at a school site or within a district, who are working collaboratively to figure out how to better serve their students through collective inquiry and action research. The way they do that is PLCs do this is through three main ideas. One, they have a collaborative culture within the group itself, so you would never see a teacher or an educator working in isolation. Educators and administration are there to support each other and one another. They're there to learn from each other in order to figure out the ways to best serve the students that they're serving. The second main idea of a PLC is the focus on results. So PLCs are very data driven. When I was at Sanger Unified, we were very much a PLC district, and every week we looked at data from common assessments. So every PLC group gathered every Thursday morning, and throughout we looked at the data from the week prior and saw like where maybe I had really great results, or maybe I had results that weren't as great as some of the other educators, and we talked about ways that we could support one another, and hey, what did you do to get these results for your students? How were you able to impact your students in such a positive way? What can I learn from you, or what can you learn from me, so that we can just better serve the students within our community? So the third idea is the focus on learning. PLCs want high levels of learning for all students. And again, we know that when we're receiving these high levels of learning, because it ties back into the data and being very data focused. So that focus on learning, though, gets into four main questions that PLCs ask. Is one, what do they want students to know? Two, how are they going to know if the students learned it? Three, what are they going to do if the students didn't learn it? And then four, what are they going to do if the students did? So that first question, what do we want students to know, typically ties in to whatever state standards that district follows, or national standards that the district follows. How are we going to know? The second question, typically, at least in my district, what we did previously is we looked at common formative assessments, summative assessments, which were like district intermin assessments, and then the state, the CASP test. And we looked at our data from there to tell how students were doing and where they were falling, whether they were at mastery or at proficiency, almost proficiency, below proficiency, etc. And then we looked at areas for improvement on how we could better assist our students, whether it was scaffolding and differentiating instruction, and that gets into also like pushing students forward who did show mastery, how we could differentiate to better serve their needs and try to increase our rigor to let them also reach these high levels of learning. So what they found is that having a strong PLC is really at the foundation of developing a mission statement and a vision statement for a school. So the mission statement for a school is a way for the school to say like what we're doing and why we're doing it. So like, we exist to do X, and this is what we want to do for our students. And then the vision statement is like a public knowledge for people to say that these are our goals, and this is where we would like to get with our organization, our school site, and our district. So the way that we're going to go about establishing this mission and these vision statements is that we are going to ask our educators and our administration to participate in a collaborative inquiry, and we're going to ask some questions of ourselves in order to better understand us and where we want to go as a school and as a district. So we are going to ask, like, what is the purpose? Why are we here? We're going to ask, like, obviously, hopefully, everyone will say, we're here for the kids. So then we're going to say, okay, well, who are our kids? Who are we really serving? And what are their strengths? And what are the needs that they have, whether those are academic and social emotional, etc. Then we're going to look at how we can improve the quality of education and the quality of their lives, because we're here for the holistic education of the student. Then we're going to ask, what are we willing to commit to as educators and administration, and what are we willing to sacrifice in order to reach these goals of having this purpose of where we want to go in order to help our students. And then we're going to figure out what are some indicators that we're making progress towards this mission and this vision. Like, how are we going to know when we get there? Or how are we going to know when we're maybe not quite there yet, but we are on our way and we're progressively making progress towards it. So, in order to do that, again, we're going to function in a collaborative way. We're going to be asking hard questions of ourselves. Are we doing what's best for students? And if we're not, how can we? And ultimately, where do we want to see our students at? Where do we want to be as an organization to be providing the best quality education for the kiddos that we have with us? Thank you so much.